Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited for you to see what is in store for today, but before we do that, I'd like to ask you to please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment on this video before you leave, and let's get started. So today, as you saw from the title, I'm going to be talking about tips and tricks and ways to get through the first trimester of pregnancy. My husband has a few of his friends over, so if you guys can hear them talking, sorry about that. But yeah, I'm just going to tell you guys a few things that I did that helped me get through my first trimester. Now everybody's different, keep that in mind, and every doctor is different, so anything I suggest, take with a grain of salt and make sure that you ask your doctor if these things are safe for you, good for you. Every pregnancy is different, so make sure that you keep that in mind when you're listening to the tips that I have. Make sure you ask if these things are okay for you to do if you feel like they may not be. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is don't be afraid to call the nurse line. If you have one through your insurance company, or if your specific OBGYN has a nurse line that you can call, don't be afraid to call them. I've called them a couple times. They don't like you calling and just asking one question and hanging up. They prefer you ask a couple questions at a time. So if you have like 3 or 4 questions, unless they're like an emergency, like you don't feel good or something's hurting or you're bleeding or something crazy like that, then definitely call right away. But if it's like, can I eat this? Can I drink this? You know, like just typical stuff, like, because people will try to tell you you can't eat and drink certain things. So just keep that in mind. Once you have a list of a couple things that you want to ask about, just call them. So for nausea, that's something that sucks and it's really hard, but things that I used to help with that was like mints. So I would either eat like maybe any kind of mint, that would like any kind of peppermint or something like that, even if it was like candy canes or like the wintergreen mints or whatever, those like lifesaver little circle things. Mint gum, even like chewing it. Now that may cause a headache if you chew it for too long because you're a little more prone to headaches, but like if you chewed it for a little bit, just enough to get the mint in your stomach to where it like helped combat with the nausea. That's what I would use if I was awake. Things like that, like mints and gum. Ginger ale also helped, like the pop ginger ale, any brand, but ginger ale and like Sprite or Sierra Mist, whichever. But ginger ale definitely helped a lot. Like ginger like helps combat nausea, so they suggested like ginger tabs, or like if you take ginger and like kind of boil it and then like maybe make ginger tea, like put some tea bags in there, boil ginger, boil the tea bags, and then you made ginger tea and drink that. I never actually tried that or tried actual ginger root to get rid of nausea. I only tried like ginger ale. But I'd buy like the little mini cans so that I didn't, because if I drank like too much of it, it would kind of not, and not that it wouldn't help, it would just, drinking pop isn't good anyway, so I would just buy like the little mini cans of it so that I would have just enough to like maybe sip it a couple times and like put it in the fridge and then maybe drink a little bit more of it later, but just to take a little bit of the couple sips just to get the ginger in my system to help with the nausea. For me personally, and I've heard this from a couple other people, Cheez-Its. I know if you don't like Cheez-Its, you can try crackers. Crackers kind of gives you something in your system, and the salt from the crackers kind of help combat the nausea. I never tried like plain crackers. I always did Cheez-Its because I love Cheez-Its and they kind of have salt in them also, but that's just kind of what I used. Again, like I said, things that I recommend your doctor may tell you, no, you're not supposed to do this, so keep that in mind. This was something that I was like, before I thought of the mints, before I thought of the ginger ale, which they kind of suggested, before I thought of anything to help with the nausea, I was just dealing with it, and I'm like, man, what do I do? So I called the nurse line and asked them what to do about nausea, and she suggested that I take vitamin B6, like 1 tab, and then Unisom half a tab, which is like a sleeping aid. I didn't really like doing that because it made me really tired, even though it was just half of the tab. So I didn't really feel comfortable doing that, and plus taking medicine, I didn't really feel comfortable doing that. So I only did that a couple times when it was so bad that it was like all day long, where I'm like, man, for the last like, because morning sickness isn't always just in the morning like everybody says. Sometimes it lasts all day. So what I did was, on the days where it was like 3-4 hours, even after doing mints, even after taking, drinking ginger ale, trying all my little tricks, if nothing worked, at that point, then I would do that, and that would help. But the thing is, it just made me really tired, and I kind of would nap for a little bit and wake up and feel better. So make sure you ask your doctor before you do that. Nap. Speaking of naps. You are going to be really tired, and it's okay to nap. It's okay to not get everything done. I know there's a lot you got to do, and I was kind of stressing about that because I was always tired. You're making a baby. Come on. A baby's literally forming inside of you. It takes a lot of energy and a lot of strength to do that, so you're going to be tired. So don't be afraid to take a nap. It's okay if you don't get everything done. People should be understanding. I know some people aren't, but people should be understanding, and if they looked up symptoms of pregnant people, tiredness is one of them. So they should be okay with you napping. Now, don't sleep all day, but maybe halfway through the day, if you're getting pretty tired, maybe take an hour or two nap, and then wake up and then just kind of do whatever you were supposed to do when you was napping, just so you feel better if you do feel bad about not getting stuff done, because sometimes I do that. So for headache, they say Tylenol, just a regular plain Tylenol, no not the kind for aches and pains and arthritis and all that crap, just the plain general Tylenol is what they suggest. Like I said, ask your doctor, but that's something that my doctor suggested to me, that you could take. You are not supposed to take ibuprofen or anything like that. Tylenol was the only thing that they said was okay for headaches. So you could also try an ice pack, a cold pack, or a hot pack, a heating pad or something like that, putting that on your head or the back of your neck or somewhere, wherever the pain is, to try to get it to go away. I've tried that a little bit with the cold packs. I don't really have a heating pad or anything, but I've tried the cold packs on my eyes. A long time ago, my husband got me these little emoji things that are for your eyes, just kind of these little ice packs for your eyes to just kind of be relaxed. It wasn't really for headaches or anything, but you can use stuff like that for headaches, and I have used it. So napping, again, sometimes the reason you have a headache is because you're tired or dehydrated, so make sure you drink water. Drink water, drink water, drink water, drink water. I'm going to tell you a million times, and so is your doctor, so is everybody else. Drink water, stay hydrated, for real. It's not a joke. That could be the reason you have a headache, but maybe it's because you're tired, so take a nap. I'm looking down because I have a list of stuff that I wanted to make sure that I touched on, and then anything else that would randomly pop in my head while I was doing the video. I just wanted to have at least a list of stuff just to make sure that I told you things that I really wanted to. So laying down, even if you don't nap, just lay down in a dark room. It's kind of stuff they suggest. This is I called the nurse line for a lot of these things. All at once I hit them with nausea, headaches. What do I do for nausea? What do I do for headaches? What do I do for this? What do I do for that? And just kind of got all the info at once. Obviously, you need to probably call your own nurse line or ask your doctor when you have an appointment what you're supposed to do specifically. But laying down, possibly in a dark room if you can, whether you take a nap or not. The lights may be causing you to have the headache, so if you turn the lights off and just kind of go in the dark room and kind of a peaceful room and just kind of relax, that could help ease the headache too. Massage it. That's just something that I thought of. If your head hurts here, try to massage it, you know what I mean? Just try to help ease the tension. Then my last was drink water, which I already touched on, so drink water. Take your prenatal vitamins. I'm not gonna lie to you, I sometimes forget, but try to take them because it gives you the vitamins that you need to, that the baby needs and things like that. Like especially, you know, like if in your first trimester, a lot of things don't sound good and you just only want to eat maybe specific things, or only certain things sound good to you. Smells may put you off and make you not want to eat certain things, etc. So I would suggest if you take your prenatal vitamins that you definitely do that, so that you know the vitamins that you may not be getting because you're just eating whatever you want. It'll give you the vitamins that you need and for the baby too. Work out. Now I wouldn't say like do a crazy workout, but I would like YouTube or Google, you know, pregnancy workouts that are like safe while you're pregnant, because there's certain things you're not really supposed to do. You're not really supposed to lift a lot and things like that, so you want to make sure that you find a couple workouts that you could do, you know, just to stay active if you don't like have like a really laborious job or a job at all. You want to make sure that you're not just sitting down the whole time, because that could like make your back hurt and things like that. Stay positive. Some people get like depression and anxiety and things like that when they're pregnant. Just try to stay positive as much as you can, and don't get upset if you don't feel like you're doing enough. Like I said, you're going to be tired. A baby's growing in you, so you shouldn't worry about that. But I did for a little bit, so that's why I was mentioning it. Just get it done later. So you're technically supposed to eat small, frequent meals. So like every 2 hours, eat like a little bit instead of eating like 3 big meals like normal people are supposed to do per se, because of like heartburn kind of situations. They don't want, like if you eat a big meal, you may get heartburn. But that's why they suggest you do that. With me, I sometimes try to do that like if I'm at home, but when I'm at work, I only get 3 breaks. So I have to eat at those 3 breaks or I'm starving. So I don't have any time in between normally to like just go break every couple hours because I have to work. So I can't do that when I'm at work. So I kind of just don't. But whenever I'm at home, I try to like do that so that, you know, I don't get heartburn. Snack if needed, but try to make it healthy. If you can't, I understand completely. But I feel like it is good to snack, because I mean, unless you're doing the eating every 2 hours thing, if you're gonna try to do like your 3 normal meals because everybody else in your family or whoever you're living with, even if you're by yourself and you're used to the 3 meal thing, in between those meals, if you don't eat a lot because you don't want to get heartburn, it's good to like maybe snack in between meals just to make sure that you're not hungry, because if you're hungry, the baby's probably hungry. So, but don't take the eating for 2 thing too seriously. Like that doesn't mean you need double the portions that you used to eat, but make sure you're getting enough food, because that's important for you and the baby. And also try to join like some kind of like, possibly if you can, like a women's group per se. In my area there's a women's group, and if you live in my area and you know me personally, you can contact me if you're curious. I don't want to state where I live and things like that on my channel, but where I live there's like a women's group that I go to, and there's other women that are pregnant, and we just kind of like talk about it, and then they give us like advice, and you meet with like an advocate, and they watch videos with you and like basically give you knowledge on like how to do certain things like breastfeeding and how to parent after the baby comes and all that kind of stuff. So I think that that's definitely really helpful. And if you don't have something like that available, I definitely suggest joining like a mommy group on like Facebook possibly, if you have Facebook, or maybe even, I don't know if they really do groups on like Twitter or Instagram or anything like that, but you can try to find something. But I know they do like mommy group type of situations on like Facebook, but I definitely would suggest doing something like that so that you have other support from other women that are going through the exact same thing as you, if you feel like you need that. Even if you don't feel like you need that, which I have a lot of support from family, friends, my husband, things like that. So, and I'm still joining the women's group type of deal, or even make your own women's group. Like if you have other friends or family members or whoever that you know that's pregnant and you want to make a little mommy group of your own, definitely start one. Just have them, maybe everybody come over to your house one day, their house the next, things like that, and then just talk about being pregnant. And it's just really nice to be in a room of people that can relate to everything you're feeling, and you don't have to feel embarrassed because they know exactly what you're going through too, because they're going through it also. So it's just kind of nice. And then that one-on-one with the advocate for them to teach you how to like breastfeed and do all that kind of stuff is kind of nice also. And they also have like a points program where like you can use your points that you gain from like setting certain goals and accomplishing them, and you get like prizes like diapers and things like that. So that's kind of nice too. That's everything I had written down. I didn't know if things would pop in my head after I finished this, but I think I pretty much said everything I wanted to say. Try to eat healthy, drink a lot of water, stay hydrated, and take your prenatals. Don't stress. I'm gonna try to do this for each trimester of like things like if new symptoms, new ways to help with whatever else I'm going through at the time. So for second trimester, they say that it's probably going to be harder to sleep because you're going to be getting bigger. So maybe I'll have suggestions of good sleeping positions and things like that, and possible things for heartburn and whatever other symptom you're supposed to get in your second trimester. I'll have to look into it, and then if they happen to meet personally, I'll tell you how I cope with them. But I am currently making this video in my second trimester, but I'm only like a couple weeks into it. So that's why I'm making the first trimester video, because that's over. If you have any other videos you'd like me to make about being pregnant, pregnancy, parenting, anything like that. Obviously I can't do parenting kind of videos yet, but if you have video or suggestions of stuff you wanted me to do after the baby's born, because this will be my first baby, so I can't give you parenting tips yet till it happens. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any video suggestions, please comment them down below, and check the description box for more information about the video. My Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter are @GlamGirlGray. See you next time.